been having this vision. I've been having this vision. Either rise or you fall. I'm on a mission, bringing my dreams to fruition. I ain't playing at all. Bring out the body bags. I'm about to kill them, deliver them to the mortician. I gotta do what I gotta do. That's what my vision. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm waiting up, eating the king. I'ma do me, I'ma do me. That's in my blood. I never change. That's in my blood. I never change. That's in my blood. I never change.
Welcome, surf fans, to the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold post show here at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. Chris Cote alongside Keith Mel and Rosie Hodge. Was that a week of surfing condensed into 5 hours? That was incredible.
Went quick, didn't it? It felt like it. Next thing you know, we're in the championship match and we're crowning world champions. You saw the 2 trophies there waiting to get handed out.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people out there that were, thinking about, well, here's the possibilities of upsets, all that stuff. Well, guess what? What we thought was going to happen happened. It was really going to be hard to bet against Gabriel Medina or Carissa Moore, and the proof is right there. The numbers do not lie. They are the 2 most dominant surfers of 2021, and rightfully now both world champions. And they won it in the water. Very cool, and history again being made. First time that we've had this format, along with both men and women, winning world titles in the lineup. What more could you ask for, Rosie?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, especially the women's with seed 1 and 2 going for that world title, and then obviously Felipe overcoming Italo to make it into the final matchup with Gabriel Medina. But definitely, I'd have to say our champions. They fought so hard this season, and to see them win a world title, each of them, Carissa, Gabriel Medina, just so impressed. So much respect for both of our athletes.
Really, just one kind of surprise on each side of the bracket. Really, we had Italo. The unfortunate loss there, to Felipe, but Felipe was on fuego, right? Yeah. He was on fire. And then Steph Gilmore on the women's side, unfortunately she kind of had a shocker. There's just all you can say about, that pressure did crack. It's so hard to have to perform at such a high level. I mean, she just was pushing so hard that all of a sudden her board was flying out from under her feet.
Yeah, and I will say Tatiana Western-Webb, I mean, to take it for 3 heats against Carissa Moore, that was just so impressive for me to win that first match, and it was so close come that
one
third
heat
bout.
away.
Well, big moments all day long, and you're about to see another one. We've got Kaipo Guerrero with our women's world champion, Carissa Moore.
Carissa Moore, how's it feel? 5 times world champion, congratulations.
It's a bit emotional. It was a long year. It was a long day. I wasn't how I imagined it would start, and I kind of had to fight my way back, and so I think it made that feel even sweeter to win that way.
Yeah, talk about like the best 2 out of 3, and in that match, that's a lot of pressure coming at you.
Oh my gosh, I was about to have a little bit of a meltdown after the first heat, and losing that one. I was like, gosh, I wanted this to be over sooner rather than later, and just having to regroup and stuff and just kind of let it all go and surf from my heart. I tried my best, and happy it worked out.
And talk about, having that emotional meltdown. It seems like you're a squad surrounding you, just a bubble of love, if you will, and support. Can you talk to me about your squad?
Oh my gosh, well, my squad runs pretty deep, and I'm gonna forget a couple names, but my little core crew is my dad, my wonderful husband Luke, and my coach Mitch Ross, Brandon Gilmet, Terry, my trainer Aaron flew out for this, my sports psych back home Daniel, my mom, my in-laws, a couple of my friends and my cousin came down, so I feel a lot of love down here.
Talk about a special 2021, a gold medal and a 5th world title. It's been a heck of a year for you.
Man, I don't think I could have asked for anything more or written it any better, and I'm really grateful to God, the universe, and everyone behind me.
Well, I know there's some islands in the middle of the Pacific, Hawaii, that's very proud of you. Congratulations. You're undisputed world champ, Carissa Moore.
I like the sound of that. Undisputed world champ. Here's a look at your bracket. How did it all go down? It started with Steph Gilmore, Joan Defay, Sally Fitzgibbons took Joanne Defay out of the bracket, then went up against Tatiana Weston-Webb, and it all ended up with Carissa Moore and Tatiana Weston-Webb going the distance, using all 3 of those title matches to get that win. And what a way to do it. And you saw the emotions there. Even when you win 5 world championships, it still feels good. It still gives you all of those emotional feelings that Carissa Moore did. I mean, she had to fight through it. That was not an easy road. And what a day for Carissa Moore. What a season for Carissa Moore.
What a season. I mean, she's been on such a beautiful run, but also consecutive world titles. She's won 4. This is her 5th. She's never won them back-to-back. So now she can say she's won 2 consecutive world titles. She's won Olympic gold. And, you know, who knows? Can she be the woman that gets the 8th world title and breaks Lane Beachley's run?
She could very well. She touched on her team, right? And she's been really smart because every world title is a little different, right? And you learn things through all of those, ups and downs. And I mean, when you win a world title, you're pretty much always going to be an up. But there's those times where she did lose the world title, and she's now been able to get to this place where she's figured out exactly what she wants to do, and the team she puts behind her to get those wins. And right now, the formula is so solid, right? It's going to be very hard for anyone to catch her and beat her going into even 2022.
And I want to back tag what I said, sorry, Chris, because I feel like I haven't given Carissa a moment to enjoy this 5th one. So I want to let her soak in. Let's think about world titles. Let's put that behind us and let's let her just enjoy this moment.
Before she goes for the record books.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
no, we need 8.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy this moment, Riss.
This is a cool stat. She is the first Hawaiian woman to go back-to-back since Margot Oberg in 1980 and 1981. Wow. So in great company. And speaking of great company, now let's take a look at the men's bracket. This was epic. We knew it was going to be incredible from beginning to end. It started with Connor Coffin and Morgan Siblick. Connor Coffin got the win there, went up against a fiery Felipe Toledo. Felipe took out Italo to get himself into the title match against Gabriel Medina, where Gabriel Medina did Gabriel Medina things, getting another world title. Won it in the water. An incredible run for Medina. He only had to surf a couple heats, but he really, you think of that term, undisputed. Well, right there, the proof is in the pudding for Gabriel.
You know
Medina.
what, though, what was so cool about it is that when you saw how Felipe's performance was in those first 2 matches, you're like, ooh, what's going to happen here, right? It felt that way. You're like, oh, my, because it was really good surfing, and it was different, right, than we've seen from Felipe. So I was excited to see that. But Gabriel, the machine. That's what they like to call him, the machine, and there's that for a reason because he's so hard to beat.
Oh, he's unbelievable. Got his 3rd. I wonder what John's sitting at home in Hawaii with his 2 world titles.
John, I know you're
thinking. With Gabe with 3. I'm just saying it might fire him up for next season.
Hey, we love a good rivalry. Well, now
Stoke
it's
the fire,
time
Rosie.
to celebrate. We're going to go over to our victory party where our MC Joe Turpel is going to crown our world champions.
Thank you so much, Chris Cote. Thanks for everyone being down here once again here at Lower Trestles. You guys are amazing. We couldn't do it without you. I've seen so many happy faces, a lot that I've seen here every year when there's competition at Lowers. But this one doesn't compare. The first ever Rip Curl WSL Finals with a brand new format to crown an undisputed world champion. And the waves were pumping. We can't thank the locals enough for giving us their lineup for an incredible day for pro surfing history. And what a road it's been to get here to where we are today. Starting off with history at Pipeline for the women to finish there with Tyler Wright getting a huge win. And then WSL to get a charter flight to get all the competitors into Australia, into a 14-day quarantine to have 4 events completed. And then to head to the Surf French and back to Bar de la Cruz to lead to where we are today. That's an achievement in itself. I want to have a round of applause for all of our regions around the world, all the governments that supported pro surfing this year. So many great sponsors to thank. We got to kick things off by thanking our title sponsor, Rip Curl, really helping us out in this historic event. Our global partners, Red Bull, Oakley, Hydro Flask, Expedia, and our event partners, Jeep, Shiseido, Michelob Ultra, DraftKings, IKEA, Waterloo, Flying Embers, Super 73, and Sambazon. Big round of applause for all the support. Thank you guys so much. It's always great to be in the great city of San Clemente, California with a wave like this, and we are hosted so well. Thank you, San Clemente, and all the locals here, including the mayor, Kathy Ward, Mayor Pro Tem Gene James, and San Clemente City Council members Chris Duncan, Laura Ferguson, Steve Knobloch, also the California State Parks, Lori Coble and Mark Allen, State Park Superintendent Scott Kibbe. This is a jewel of the world, and we're so happy and lucky to be able to perform here. Thank you so much. The WSL would also like to formally recognize that Trestles is the modern name of the ancient Ahashiman village site, known as the Panhe. The Ahashiman people have lived in a place that we call Orange County for over 10,000 years and are still stewarding the land, which is amazing. Alongside surfers, environmentalists, and others who care about our shared coastline, we thank them for their ongoing presence and participation in this event. Big round of applause. At this time, I am so honored to welcome a very special human up to the stage. Adelia Sandoval is an Ahashiman elder and spiritual overseer, and we're so stoked to have her here today. I would like to invite you, Adelia, to say some words. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. Oh my gosh. On behalf of the Ahashiman people, the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, I want to thank you for creating this beautiful event and taking the opportunity to be in our homeland. Fantastic, beautiful place, right? All of you who live here? Our ancestors have walked this land, and he said 10,000, but and some people are saying 16,000. I like that bigger number. But I know that they're here today. Their memory is with us today because they're aware of your love for the ocean. Our grandmother ocean, we call her grandmother. Another thing we say is Yahweh Wishmon, because she is beautiful. And I watched her, and you all watched her, and she was ruling the show today and yesterday and all the time, right? So we know about this. But I want to thank the WSL for coming to our homeland and honoring us. We had an incredible week with everyone. I also want to thank, there are a couple of organizations, the San Onofre Parks and also the Coalition to Protect Panhe, because we have been fighting for a long time to make sure that this can happen here, to protect this land so that you can come and serve. All behind the scenes, but we want to thank you for being with us today, for playing, for honoring, and the last thing I'm going to say is turn around, everyone, and honor our grandmother ocean. Please turn around and say thank you. All right.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Adelia Sandoval, blessing us once again here at Lower Trestles. I have a couple of famous human beings standing up here with me today. Jesse Miley Dyer, head of tours and competitions, the SVP, carrying us on her shoulders and doing so many great things for the sport. We can't thank you enough, Jesse. Also right next to her, Eric Logan. I like to call it the ELO era. Ever since he took the reign, doing some incredible things for professional surfing. I'd like to welcome ELO right now to say some words to everybody around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. We'll keep this very brief, but I just want to say to all of our fans that are here and all of our fans globally who witnessed history today, how does it feel to be a part of something historic? Yes. For the first time ever, we crowned 2 world champions in the water. Equality for men and women in the ocean is a mandate and something we believe so strongly in the World Surf League. And today, every one of you was a part of it. I want to say thank you for being here and thank you for watching. Record numbers online watching this historic day around the planet. So thank you for being a part of that. I'd also like to take a moment and thank our entire surfer community of our professional surfers and all of their managers for the sacrifices they had to make all year. Schedule changes, everything we had to do to pull off this year that led us to this moment. everyone's sacrifice. So I want to say to all of our surfers, to all of our managers, to all the sponsors who were patient with us and patient with the changes through COVID, thank you. That got us to this moment today. And I would be remiss if I didn't single out one individual that was critical to this, and it's this woman to my right here, Jessie Miley Dyer. Jessie stepped into the role as one of the very first head of international men and women competition, heads of competition as a female, and has done the most amazing job navigating this world tour. Without you, we would not be here, Jessie, and I want to say thank you in front of the entire world. Thank you. And with that, Joe, I do believe we have some hardware. Joe Trebell, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Elo. Unbelievable. Are you guys ready? I might have some assistance here. Not yet, not yet. Save that for a second. All right. Let's go. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Your 2021 World Champions, Gabriel Medina and Carissa Moore. Yeah, Riz, get in there. How sweet is this? How sweet is this? Can you do that again? Sorry? That was a deep sigh. The emotion that you felt right away. You said mixed emotions when you clinched in the water. You've done this before, but never in this way, never in this style, as you become a man in front of all of us and sharing your journey, teaching us to smile and teaching us to win. What a moment for your career. What does all of it mean to you today?
Yeah. Obrigado a todos vocês. Vocês são foda. Obrigado mesmo pelo carinho, suporte. Eu amo surfar, né, com público. Esse ano foi um ano difícil, né, um ano de Covid. A gente não pôde ter público e finalmente a gente conseguiu. Então, fico muito feliz de sentir esse calor, esse carinho de perto. Obrigado a todos. Valeu. Eu tenho que ir pro inglês de novo, senão ferrou. This year was an incredible year. First of all, like, all the honor and glory goes to God, you know. I couldn't do without Him, and it's always challenging, you know, to be up there. And I'm always in that spot and fighting with these guys. I'm so proud to be, just to be part of this, you know, because every surfer deserves to be where they are, you know, like, and they make it so hard. And I had to work really hard to win this title. I want to congratulate all the guys, and especially this guy, Felipe Toledo. For me, he's the best out here. I knew it was going to be a hard battle against him, and I have a big respect for him, and I know his title will come one day, and I'll be there to hug him.
Different format change, and you were so dominant, the best year you've ever had on tour. Now, in the rear view, as you look back, now that it was decided this day, in the water on one day, in front of all these fans, seeing you hold the trophy now, are you happy that it came down to this day at Lower Trestles?
Yeah, I'm so happy right now. This is the best feeling you can ever feel like, and this is my biggest goal, you know, to be 3-time world champion, just like Ayrton Senna, Mick Fanny, Tom Curran. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah, all the hard work and always believe until the end. Heats that I thought I was losing it, and then getting the score in the last second, you know. Yeah, that was really fun. And I want to thank a special person that she got my back this year, and I'm so proud of her. And I love you, Linda. Yasmin. I love you so much. Thanks for having my back. And yeah, I'm over the moon. I think we deserve this trophy. And yeah, thanks. Thanks for making me comfortable, even when it was storming, you know. And yeah, I love you so much. Thank you.
Hear it for Gabriel Medina, a 3-time world champion. Next to names like Andy Irons, Mick Fanning, Tom Curran. As the celebrations continue, we'll give Carissa a little moment to catch her breath. Riss, what a special year this has been. You're a consistent star at the air scene around the world. You're Olympic gold medal. And now this, a 5-time world champion. How good does that sound?
It sounds really nice. I'm really stoked. It's been an unbelievable year, and I've never been in the water and won a world title, so that was extra special.
How much pressure was on you in a best out of 3 series when you were in a must-win situation to go 2 back-to-back to clinch?
It was very nerve-wracking. It wasn't how I imagined it was going to go today. I came in and from that first heat, and I was like in the locker room like, I'm having a meltdown. And, you know, luckily I have such an amazing support crew, you know, with my family, my friends, especially my amazing husband. He like looked at me and he's like, if anyone can do this, you can do this, okay? So I was like, all right. But yeah, I just like, I wouldn't be here today without all the love. So thanks, guys.
Carissa, was there any moments of struggle or doubt, knowing there is a new format, something you've never done before in the lead up to an event like this?
Oh, absolutely. I think uncharted territory is scary and nerve-wracking, and there's so much stress and pressure that comes along with it. And going up against the other 4 girls, Stephanie, Sally, Joanne, and Tati. Those girls I have the utmost respect for. They're talented, hardworking, resilient, and I just want to congratulate all 4 of them, but especially Tati. That was an incredible battle.
Carissa, enjoy the moment. You're a 5-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and you've won the first ever Rip Curl WSL finals. Enjoy it all. This is your special day, being the undisputed world champion.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to the WSL. This was an incredibly challenging year, so thank you so much for giving us a platform to still chase our dreams. And just want to thank all my sponsors, family, friends, and my coach Mitch Ross. Thanks for coming here and dealing with quarantine and having my back. Love ya.
I think it's time for those Michelob Ultra Pure Golds. Get them.
Oh, and Kingy. Where is he? Kingy?
Andy King, we're looking for it.
I love you. Thank you so much. You're the man. Thanks, Kingy. You're the man. Thanks for your help. Yes.
Put those trophies up to the sky. We're going to keep celebrating with our world champions, and we'll send it back to the post show with Chris Cote.
Thank you, Joe Turpel. Congratulations to our 2 world champions. Never gets old. And I tell you, the job is done for these 2 today, but you know what they're going to do tomorrow. They're going to get right back on the horse, start training for 2022. For champions like this, we know how much work goes into this, not just for them, but for their pit crews. So it's great to hear them,
Chris,
saying thank you and giving accolades to the whole team, the whole squad.
Do you have
Everybody
a tissue?
just wins.
I need a tissue.
Gonna say,
We're seriously getting emotional.
Yeah, I need a tissue.
You're going to be
That's
okay.
emotion, yeah.
These are tears of joy, and
Right,
I can
it is.
appreciate that. We'll
It
let
is.
those flow.
You know, you think about how hard, you know, these two world champions have worked, but I mean, actually all of the top surfers that are competing here, and not only just the top 5. I mean, it was a challenging year, right? And, you know, with COVID and all this, to be able to pull this off, like, pretty darn cool. And, you know, that's part of the tissue. It's just, wow, man, a lot of work went into it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, even Gabriel in that one piece saying, you know, he's out of his comfort zone because this year has been the wild card. Everyone, you know, charter flights to Australia. I mean,
canceled events.
Everyone having to pivot and make the most of it. And I think it really did bring our surf community closer together, especially our athletes and the whole organization, the WSL, pulling all of this off. I mean, we stand here today for this historic day, and we deserve the pumping waves. Those champions deserve to hoist those trophies. And, you know,
must be doing something right.
Yeah, it's fodder for surf fans.
And here's the moment that these two have been waiting for. You know, they're feeling the relief. And
they're finding the formula.
Yeah,
right?
You know.
I mean, they were by far, they had the biggest leads coming in here. They were the number 1 seed. That's why you had to beat them twice. But the formula was figured out by both Gabe. And now I feel like, wow, gosh, how do you match that?
Yeah, he's a runaway train. He's seriously a runaway freight train.
Both of them.
Well, dynasties are never easy in any sport. I mean, there's only you can only list a few on your hands, and I would say add Carissa Moore to that list right there
100%.
with Stephanie Gilmore and the best of the best. You know, those records are meant to be broken. Lane Beachley right now, you know she's celebrating because Carissa Moore is a champion's champion. I don't know if there's one surfer or one human on the planet that doesn't love what Carissa Moore does and how she carries herself in and out of the water. So incredible work by both of our surfers. Congratulations. Now let's take a look at what it took for Carissa today. Remember, this is a whole year culminated into one day of surfing. Just a few heats it took Carissa to get the title, but by no way was this an easy run for her. You know how emotional she was. It took 3 heats to win the title, seal the deal. She bounced back from early loss. What a run.
Well, and that's the thing where she loses that first heat, right? And then all of a sudden goes in the locker room and starts to feel like, is this not destiny? This is not supposed to work out for me. Like, that doubt that creeps in is so hard to be able to get to. And that's where the team came in. And she mentioned it. The team came in and gave her the words and the love to get her over that hump and to be able to get through and win 2 in a row to win it at the end.
And I love the vulnerability from Riss, just mentioning, you know, she had that meltdown, she had that moment, she had to do a 180, and also the respect she gave to Tatiana, because Tatiana showed up today in a huge way.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. That's what made these matchups so intense and so amazing to watch unfold, because every competitor just had this added hunger that they brought to competition today.
Yeah, and I love that after today, we have a complete reset, and we can already start to look forward to what happens next. But here is your official 2021 rankings. The women with Carissa Moore right on top. And Tatiana Weston-Webb, Sally Fish, Joanne DeFay, and Stephanie Gilmore rounding out that top 5. Beneath them, watch out, Caroline Marks, Tyler Wright, Isabella Nichols, Courtney Conlaw rounding out the top 9. That right there is the most powerful list of women surfers I've ever seen on the championship tour. That list right there is legendary.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of veterans, and then you got Isabella Nichols, which is a youngster, so you're thinking like cracking into that top 9. So difficult.
And the top 9 now. I mean, there's a whole, it's a change up from, you know, we used to seeing the top 10, and you see Malia's name a couple 100 points shy. She had to win in Barra de la Cruz in Mexico. She made the final, came second. And yeah, it's just the talent level on the women's side of the championship tour is just mind-blowing.
Well, let's go from the Women's Championship Tour over to the men's and our road to the title for Gabriel Medina. I don't think anybody doubted this guy for even a second. There was maybe a moment or two where people were thinking, oh, wait a second, Felipe could. And then Gabriel Medina does Gabriel Medina things. I'll say that time and time again. That's what he does.
Yeah, and this first heat for me could have been flip-flop too, right? I mean, it really was very close. The second heat, not so much, but that first heat was just, I mean, Felipe was on fire. I mean, so was Gabriel, obviously.
That, to me, was the momentum shift. That one giant frontside air, that's really where you almost saw the forces going against Felipe Toledo as Gabriel just started to turn things up.
Yeah, it was so fun. I mean, that first heat, like you said, Pete, Felipe, he got the left before that left of Gabriel's, and you're like, wow, that's a huge number. And then Gabriel, as he does, he's a heartbreaker. This guy, so many times, has just ripped the carpet from under people's feet. But he always seems to be 3 steps ahead of his competitor. He always just seems to be just on the money every single time.
You know, touching on what Rich Porta was saying about Gabriel Medina as we see that beautiful, backflip. We saw it in a free surf warm-up, but you knew he's going to bring it to competition, and of course he did, which is so cool. But you touched on, the emotion that it takes. You know, you had to win 2 out of 3, and he basically won the title, but he still had to come here and win it, and that's very, very difficult to do.
But it's the sign of a true champion. That's why I love the word undisputed, because there's no argument against this. There's no proving anyone wrong. Gabriel did it in the regular season. He did it at our Super Bowl here at the Rip Curl WSL Finals, and he's on top of the world by a whopping 13,000 points. I mean, that is a huge point total right there. Felipe Toledo in second, Italo third, the big 3. They'll be the 3-headed monster for a long time coming, no doubt. But big ups, Connor Coffin and Morgan Siblick, both of those surfers having career years in 2021.
A career event for Connor Coffin. Holy moly. I mean, the guy looked like he was going to go all the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
From that first wave this morning of Connor Coffin, you're like, okay, wow. This guy, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
He's going to do it.
Well, I saw Connor on the road back here, and, you could tell a little up and down emotionally. And he goes, I tried my hardest. I gave it my all. I'm like, dude, you're the 4th best surfer in the world.
Yeah.
You have a lot to celebrate.
Full stop.
And you have earned a good break from all this pressure. So, credit where credit's due. All of our surfers today put on an incredible show. And you could tell everybody put everything they had. They left it in the lineup. And it was an amazing show all around. One surfer who got the ride of the day, talking about the Super 73 ride of the day. Well, we had about 5 waves to pick from, and they were all from the same guy. Gabriel Medina gets the Super 73 ride of the day. And there was probably 6 we could have chosen from for Gabriel. But here's the one that Super 73 liked the most, your ride of the day. And it's a biggie. This will get you fired up right here. Medina, you knew what he's capable of. Everybody talked about it. We saw him practicing this. We saw him nailing it in practice. And then he goes ahead and nails it again in the heat. This guy is so clutch.
It's not often in surfing when you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, what you want to do and what you do in surfing are 2 different things, because you have to find that section, and it's just so hard to replicate something that you've been doing in practice with the pressure. But it's cool to see him do that, and that's what he does.
He's an entertainer. Yeah, thank goodness we got Gabriel Medina in our sport.
And I like that he kind of went back in time, pulled a trick out of the 2010-ish era. Timmy Curran was doing those, Flynn Novak, and it was kind of a forgotten trick. And then boom, Gabriel Medina is just looking through the his file of tricks, and he goes, "I'm just going to pull for today." And of course, Gabriel Medina, our world champion, and did it in a huge way. But we've got so much more coming to you. We're going to take a quick break. Your top 5 moments are coming up next. You're watching the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Post Show. We'll be right back.
And now in motion out the back, Italo, bottom drops out, somehow survives.
Breaking out of these walls, busting out of this prison. Either rise or you fall. I'm on a mission, bringing my dreams to fruition. I ain't playing at all. Bring out the body bags, I'm about to kill them, deliver them to the mortician. I gotta do what I gotta do. This for my face, black in my face. I gotta do what I gotta do. I pray to God, he never came. I'ma do me, I'ma do me. That's in my blood, I never change. This is the house of the underdogs. Now we doing it our way. And I gotta do what I gotta do. That's for my face, back in my face. I gotta do what I gotta do. I pray to God, he never came. I'ma do me, I'ma do me. That's in my blood, I never change. That's in my blood, I never change. That's in my blood, I never change.
Welcome back to the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Post Show. Chris Cote here with Pete Mel and Rosie Hodge. And we're very excited for what we're about to watch. As we all know, 2021 was a challenging year, lots of ups and downs. We're going to focus in on the ups, some highlights from an epic year on the WSL Championship Tour. So before moving forward, let's take a look back. Here are some of our favorite moments from the 2021 season.
It's finally happening. Everyone's stoked to be back in the surfing community and doing what we love.
Everyone's warmed up, tuned up, and the performances are going to be on.
To start here, it's almost like having your dessert before dinner. You know, you start at one of the best waves on the planet, and I think that's really going to be setting the wheels in motion for what's going to be probably the best tour we've seen in decades.
Us finishing this event at Pipe is a pretty pivotal moment for women's surfing.
It's the fact that we're out there. That's what really matters.
He wants backdoor, pulls in, the spit comes out, and so does John.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
Welcome to Newcastle, Australia. Looking for the full road again, his signature move on the backhand.
And here goes Carissa Moore.
Takes to the sky.
It's one of the best single maneuvers we've seen in women's competition.
It feels so good to be standing number one at the end of this contest.
It's time for the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
What?
Any chances he's going to have one of the best starts we've seen on tour.
Caroline Marks finishes on top, her third championship tour victory. Welcome to the Boost Mobile Margaret River Pro.
The perfect number, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-point ride.
He hasn't had that winning feeling in a little while.
Plenty of sprays. She hangs on to that one.
Welcome to Rotten Nest Island. Fitzgibbons, now you're number 2 in the world.
Gabriel Medina, what an amazing performance through this Australian leg of the tour.
Welcome back to the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro.
It is the Toledo Show. It's coming down to one wave. And he goes down, and that is it. Felipe Toledo is the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro champion. Joanne DeFay knows she's got to bring it. She's ready to leave here with a win. Snaps it quickly, and she does it. Joanne DeFay, the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro champion, picking up her first win of the season.
I hope I can just stay in that top 5 and make things shake a little bit.
Welcome, everybody, to this beautiful part of the world, Oaxaca, Mexico, here at Barra de la Cruz.
It's nice to be here for sure. The water's too warm. Nothing beats Mexico with tacos and, warm weather.
And the rookie from WA has just won his first championship tour event. Jack Robinson, the champ for the Corona Open Mexico. Stephanie Gilmore getting her 32nd win of her career as she takes out the Corona Open Mexico, presented by Quicksilver.
Welcome to the Rip Curl WSL Finals. He's got speed, got the section, gets the ramp.
Gabriel Medina is your undisputed WSL World Champion. A 5-time World Champion here at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. Carissa Moore.
Well, surf fans, don't be bummed for too long that surfing is over for today, because guess what? Right around the corner, the Challenger Series kicks right off at the U.S. Open of Surfing, starting September 20th and 26th. We just get right back into it. The qualifying series, as it was once known, is now basically broken down into tiers. The Challenger Series is where we will get our next crop of top surfers on the championship tour.
It's such a cool way that they've kind of sorted through it now this season. I think it really gives everyone an opportunity to, reach for a goal. I mean, you know where you're sitting on the championship tour, you know what you have to do for requalification, as well as the regional events. They've just given it a bit more structure.
Well, when you shrink the field on the championship tour, right, those surfers are going to have to go to the Challenger Series. So it kind of calendar-wise makes sense. And then what it does with the QS being the third tier, right? They're regionally based, right? So you can actually qualify for the Challenger Series. So you don't have to travel. You can stay within the states. So North America, you say, for example, you can go to the East Coast and the West Coast. You gain points that way. And then you get on to the international qualifying series, the Challenger Series. And that's where you're going to make your goal to that Elite Championship Tour.
And trust us when we say the Challenger Series is absolutely stacked with talent. Let's take a look. And here is your upcoming event schedule for the WSL 2021 Challenger Series. September 20th through 26th, we go back to the iconic Huntington Beach Pier for the U.S. Open of Surfing. 10,000 points on the line. I'm sure some of the surfers you saw competing today will be in the Challenger Series, as well as some of your favorites who may or may have not been cut off the 2021 tour. All the big names will be there, so get yourselves fired up for the U.S. Open of Surfing, which will be back in a big way.
You're there.
Oh, we'll be there. You guys going to be there?
I hope I'm there. I'll come watch as a fan on the pier.
I would not miss it for the world. And you're not going to want to miss this. So many moments went down today. There was literally hundreds of incredible moments to choose from. We had to narrow it down to 5. So we're about to show you our top 5 moments of the day here at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. And we're going to start with a big one, a sentimental favorite, a guy whose name was on everybody's list of a surfer who could potentially upset the balance and bust this bracket. It was Connor Coffin with a big start today.
He was incredible. I mean, it felt as though in that first match that we were going to see him go all the way, I would say. And then you think about match number 2, the first 2 seconds of match 2, he put up an 8.5, which we thought, oh, man. But Felipe was able to fight back in that one, but great kudos to him.
And number 4, Gabriel Medina, bam! A huge, lofty frontside air. That was an air that turned this heat, the highest air of this event, and probably the most controlled as well. He looked so flawless on that one.
And the first one that he was able to do in that match, in that final matchup. And you know who had front row for that? Was his competitor, Felipe, who had just caught the previous ride.
And unfortunately for Felipe, he had the best seat in the house right underneath that air. So from that heroic moment, let's go to another one. Tatiana Weston Webb going up against Sally Fitzgibbons. This was a huge heat. Seems like ages ago, but definitely one of the heats that had this entire crowd on the beach on their feet cheering.
Well, and it needed to be this big of a score in order for her to turn the heat, which she did in incredible form with all that pressure, Rosie.
Yeah, and it just was the mental fortitude that Tatiana had to overcome Sally, to live up to these big moments and to really solidify her spot as world number 2. Very impressed with Tati's performance.
Yeah, another huge moment belongs to this guy, number 2 in the world, Felipe Toledo. It was all about the firepower that Felipe brought down here to Lower Trestles today. He's been doing it all year long. His best chance at getting a title, he was right there, did not go out without a fight. A great performance from Toledo.
Yeah, he did. And this surfboard that was under his feet just accelerated his surfing to a new level. I loved it. It was fun to watch. It was new lines from Felipe. And I thought he was going to be able to get it done. But Gabriel just too strong.
And an amazing moment in sport. Anytime you get to crown a champion is going to be cool. But when we get to crown 2, one man, one woman, equality, winning it in the water. I mean, a surf fan's dream, a surfer's dream. Look at the glistening gold off that wave. What an incredible afternoon.
This is the right end chapter to this 2020-2021 book right now, because it just feels so right to have, our number 1 seeds that have done so well throughout the season be crowned the world champions on this day.
Medina and Moore are 2 2021 world champions, and they both did it with style, speed, power, and flow. I can say that one more time on the day, and why not? That's what they did to win this event.
I would agree, and I loved it. It was a big cap on a crazy season in the waves. I think we can't say enough about Lower Trestles coming and getting us this beautiful swell that just traveled thousands of miles and focused directly on this cobblestone reef. It was awesome.
Well, we hope that you have all been inspired as what you've just seen. Wherever you are in the world, take your inspiration that you got today and go surfing. Go have some fun. Congratulations to our champions. Thanks so much to the cast and crew that make this event possible. Thank you to the WSL. We'll see you at the U.S. Open of Surfing on September 20th. But for now, we say goodbye. Here is an end-of-day highlights package to get you fired up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in Huntington Beach.
Rip Curl WSL Finals, and we're crowning our champions today.
It's gonna be good. Look at that wave. Are you kidding me? Looks like we might be on. 1, 2, 3.
We could have it easily. No need to make it difficult for you and me.
What a massive win for Joanne DeFay. The Californian, some big arcing turns. Crushes a finishing move, and Connor hangs on. Sidlick does that featured carve where he can push even harder off the lip. 2 big turns. Connor has put on a show this morning.
We're going to see the Californian move on against the 3-headed monster, starting with Felipe.
Felipe Toledo gets the win over Connor Coffin. Sally Fitzgibbons with the win. She moves on to match 3 with Tatiana Weston-Webb. The energy levels, the excitement, you can feel it rising. We've got our title match for the women. It's going to be Tatiana Weston-Webb versus Carissa Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is one for the ages. Italo Ferreira going up against Felipe Toledo.
What a good wave for Felipe so far. And here comes the money part of this wave. Boom, big drift. Does he stick it? He does.
Felipe Toledo and upsets the reigning world champion at Lower Trestles. And he will meet Gabriel Medina in the title match.
Title match, Heat 1 of 3. Carissa Moore versus Tatiana Weston-Webb. Goofy versus regular. Hawaii versus Brazil. Tatiana Weston-Webb taking the win in title match 1. So much drive and fire through these backside turns. Strong finish. Look out. Gabriel Medina's on the wave behind. Felipe is going to get a front row seat to the Medina show. He's got speed, got the section, gets the ramp.
Are you kidding me?
What? No problem.
It's going.
So Heat 1 of this title match will go to Gabriel Medina.
And now this will officially be going into a third and deciding world title match between Tatiana Weston-Webb and Carissa Moore. It is official in the first ever Rip Curl WSL Finals. Gabriel Medina, now a 3-time world champion. At the first ever Rip Curl WSL Finals, Carissa Moore is your world champion. Now a 5-time world champ on one day here at Lower Trestles.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.